Hello students, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to give you 8 latest defense updates. Number 1, strategic talks for co-development of next generation weapons system. In a move that signifies deepening defense ties, India and Saudi Arabia have embarked on discussions to jointly explore the co-development of next generation weapons system. This collaboration is part of a broader strategic partnership between the two nations, aiming to leverage their respective strengths in defense technology and manufacturing. The talks, as reported by Defense Industry Insiders, the post found on X, focus on areas where both countries can benefit from shared expertise, particularly in emerging technologies like artificial intelligence, cyber security, and unmanned system. Next, Indian Navy equipping aircraft carrier with DEW, that is directed energy weapons. In response to the evolving aerial threat landscape, particularly the growing menace of loitering munitions and subsonic cruise missiles, the Indian Navy is actively planning to integrate directed energy weapons into its aircraft carrier operations. This initiative aims to provide a robust defense mechanism against these modern threats, ensuring the safety and operational integrity of India's naval aviation assets. Loitering munitions, sometimes referred to as suicidal drones, and subsonic cruise missiles represent a significant challenge due to their low cost, high maneuverability, and ability to loiter over a target area before striking. These weapons have shifted the dynamics of naval warfare, necessitating innovative defense solutions like DEWs, which offer speed of light engagement capabilities, potentially neutralizing threats before they can cause damage. Next, clarification on claims of BrahMos missiles dispatched to Armenia. Recent claims on the social media platform X by user Tony Cyberspec1 suggested that India had confirmed the dispatch of supersonic BrahMos cruise missiles to Armenia. These assertions, however, appear to be unfounded based on the technical specifications and operational readiness of Armenia's Su-30 SM fighters. Next, JF-17 Block 4 versus Tejas Mk2. The race to upgrade indigenous fighter jets in South Asia is heating up, with both Pakistan and India pushing their respective aircraft programs forward. The Pakistan Air Force is on the brink of introducing the JF-17 Block 4 under the PFX, that is Pakistan Fighter Experimental Program, aiming for a debut in 2028. This development prompts a reflection on how India's Tejas Mk2 could have potentially evolved beyond its current 4.5 generation designation. The JF-17 Block 4 is expected to feature on IWB, although limited by space. This allows for a cleaner radar signature when flying without external ordnance, potentially enhancing stealth capabilities for their initial engagements. However, the limited size means only a small number of beyond visual range air-to-air missiles can be carried internally. Next, Thailand's growing interest in Indian-made armored vehicles. In an effort to modernize its military capabilities, Thailand has shown a keen interest in Indian-made armored vehicles, as highlighted during the recent India-Thailand Defense Cooperation Seminar. This event served as a platform for Indian defense manufacturers to showcase their technological advancement and capabilities, potentially paving the way for further military cooperation between the two nations. During the seminar, several Indian companies presented a range of armored vehicles emphasizing the quality, innovation, and cost effectiveness of Indian defense products. Among the highlights were: next, Bhutan's territorial integrity at risk. Over the last 7 years, Bhutan has witnessed a significant erosion of its territorial sovereignty, losing approximately 2% of its land to Chinese encroachment, as revealed by the latest satellite imagery analysis. This development is part of a broader strategy by China, which has established at least 22 villages and settlements within Bhutanese territory over the past 8 years. 8 of these villages have been constructed since 2020, particularly in areas near the Doklam Plateau, a region of strategic importance due to its proximity to the trajunction of India, Bhutan, and China. Satellite imagery and reports from various international news outlets and think tanks have documented China's methodical approach to altering the territorial status too in Bhutan. This involves not just the physical construction of satellite but also the relocation of thousands of people into these areas, effectively creating facts on the ground. The villages near Doklam are particularly alarming as the plateau has been the site of previous standoffs between Indian and Chinese forces in 2017, highlighting its strategic military value. Next, remote firing capable Carl Gustav M4 developed by Indian Army engineer. In a recent operational review, Lieutenant General Manoj Kumar Katiyar, Army Commander of the Western Command, thoroughly assessed the operational readiness of the Rising Star Corps. The reviews not only celebrated the Corps' high standard of preparedness but also spotlighted the integration of cutting-edge technology into military operations. The most intriguing aspects observed was the demonstration of the Carl Gustav M4 recoilless rifle equipped with remote firing capabilities. Next, IAF plans Industry Outreach Event 2025. In a bid to bolster India's defense capability and promote indigenous innovation, Indian Air Force is organizing an industry outreach event as 25. The event is planned over 2 days, with the first phase hosted only online on 13 January and second phase planned on-site at Air Force Station Guwahati on 15 Jan. IOE 25 will serve as a crucial platform for connecting defense industry partners, innovators, and startups with the IAF, highlighting the need for innovation in defense and goals efforts and vision towards building an Atmanirbhar defense ecosystems. Thank you.